You're listening to Seattle Real Estate Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Sean Reynolds. I'm the owner of Summit Properties Northwest, Reynolds and Kline Appraisal, and most importantly, your host of the Seattle Real Estate Podcast. So Seattle and Portland and New York and and San Francisco have major issues with homelessness. It's just, we all know it. It's happening. Here's Seattle's reaction. This is what Seattle is doing. Instead of squaring away the real issue, we're just going through parks and we're cleaning up some garbage. That's what we're doing. That's the game plan. Let's look at it. I mean, does that shock you? Does that really surprise you that this is the best that Seattle can come up with right now? Yeah, we don't really want to address the real situation here. We've got homeless encampments just popping up all over our city parks. Let's not really address the roots of this problem or how to effectively solve it long term. Let's just clean up the garbage. Let's do an after effect that is going to have zero impact in a couple of weeks, because guess what? When you are homeless and you're living in a park, you don't have anywhere to put your garbage. And we're talking about hauling out 3,000 pounds of trash from a fairly small Seattle City inner park. Let's get into it. Seattle Parks response team removes nearly 3,000 pounds of trash from Williams Place Park. One park, 3,000 pounds of trash. That is so many garbage cans full. We are talking not just litter on the sidewalk. We are talking full on couches, chairs, bicycles, mattresses, you name it. I know the same thing like this is going on down in California and Portland. You've just got homeless everywhere in the inner city. And with the coronavirus pandemic, there's been a moratorium on clearing out tents. There's a moratorium on evictions. There's a moratorium on people getting booted out of their rental places. Just got moratoriums on everything. But it's getting out of control in Seattle how bad things are. News is digging deeper. Como News, local news here. This is a Como News article I'm reading. Como News is digging deeper into a new proposed plan to create community clean teams to deal with trash piling up all over Seattle, especially in parks where homeless camps are growing each day. That's where we are. That's what we're at. And we've got news crews looking around because everybody else is going, what is the city doing? And you know what the typical answer is? Nothing. We're defunding the police. We are discontinuing the outreach teams that typically go through and clear out the homeless encampments. We've defunded that, don't have that going on. The city is just letting this stuff happen. But now we've got a plan to at least start cleaning up some of this stuff, which is great, but it's just going to happen all over again. It doesn't get at the root of the problem. On Thursday, it was William Place Park, where the Seattle Parks and Recreation Quick Response Team had the task of clearing garbage piling up faster than crews can keep up with it. They picked up almost 3,000 pounds of trash from just that one park. For now, it's park cleaning, not clearing the tents. Now, a lot of people want to say, well, hey, those people are homeless. They don't have anywhere else to live. All right, that's fine. But when you have a government, one of their jobs is to manage that type of thing. That is what we pay taxes for. And guess what? In the city of Seattle, you are getting nothing for your tax dollar as far as that goes. You've got people holed up in their homes during the pandemic, can't really go outside, and now they can't even go to their own neighborhood park to enjoy it because there's 3,000 pounds of garbage spread out over not a very big area. And there's so many homeless people, homeless tents, Looney Tune people running around. And by that, I don't mean to be derogatory, but they are literally crazy. They have mental issues. They are on massive amounts of drugs. That's just what you got. If you walk around these parks, you experience it very quickly. I don't think cleaning up is enough because they're going to be here next week cleaning up the exact same stuff they already cleaned up, said Callie Santos. I totally back that statement. We know you need to clean it up, but you got to get a little deeper and you got to come up with a solution here, Seattle. Santos lives across the street. She says recently a camper confronted her when she asked them to stop dumping trash in the street. Hey, I live here on the street. Would you mind stop dumping the trash out in the street? Just stop it. I have to back my car up and down over here where you're dumping all that trash. What did this guy do? He picked up a shovel and started chasing her, said Santos. That's why I don't do it anymore, because you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get. Fair enough. If I know I'm going to get threatened, I am probably not going to do that action, especially by a homeless person with a shovel. That is not a scenario that I want to confront, because guess what? City of Seattle Police, they have something better to do than listen to my complaint about a homeless person who is out of their minds threatening me with a shovel. They have real issues to deal with. They don't care about my issue with garbage in the street and a homeless guy who is crazy threatening me bodily harm with a shovel. But to me, that threat is very real. And guess what I'm going to do? I am not going to confront that person. Guy with shovel, you put a check by that guy as a person that you don't deal with. Homeless person, mental issues, shovel, not going to deal with them. Under the proposed Clean Cities initiative, the mayor's office wants to expand the cleaning blitz with 4 new community clean teams made up of about 16 workers each from Seattle Parks and Recreation, Seattle Public Utilities, and the Seattle Department of Transportation. The price tag for the teams is $4.2 million for, get this, 4 months needed from the council's budget. This is just cleanup of a problem that is so massive that this cleanup is going to be one and done. And then, hey, I thought we did a cleanup. We did, but the homeless are still there. And guess what? They're just bringing in more garbage. Because that's what you do when you don't have a moratorium, when you don't have the ability to do clean-outs through these homeless encampments. They just spread out, get bigger and bigger, and unfortunately it's taking place in parks. So tax-paying citizens, you guys are out of luck, and you're going to continue to be out of luck. But don't worry, your park's going to be clean for just a little while, and then you're going to have to go back to the hypodermic needles at the bottom of your slides. And I am not joking about that. It's a real thing. Seattle Department of Transportation Director Sam Zimbabwe said it's a targeted approach to the backlog of trash. All right, at least they're doing something, but it's kind of like a day late, $1 short. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're cleaning up trash that should have never been there in the first place. What are you going to do about this moving forward? Because we know the minute you clean that up, somebody else is just going to come along and dump it again. When people are going around the city, they're seeing more trash building up, and it doesn't feel good or help with our economic recovery going forward, said Zimbabwe. We want to make sure that we're keeping the city looking good and free from debris and safe to move around. The teams would work in dedicated quadrant of the city, so they're going to work in just a section. Quadrant of the city, dealing with illegal dumping, graffiti, and trash in parks, streets, natural areas, and around encampments. So I find it crazy that we're having to deal with this at all. Although we're in Seattle, so why wouldn't I expect it? Go to Seattle. It's a free-for-all. Anything goes. You want to put up a metal shop in the middle of your homeless encampment? Go for it. You want to dig a hole next to that metal shop and put in a generator and run that generator at night? Go for it. If you're a frustrated neighbor and you call the police, guess what happens? Nothing. Because they've got other major issues to deal with, and that's what they're doing. They're dealing with them. They're dealing with the guys running up and down 3rd Avenue, breaking out windows and destroying businesses. Seattle's got that going on as well, but only in small areas. And I always say that it's typically contained to small areas, but the parks are just being overrun by homelessness. And it's an ongoing thing. And cleaning up the parks, good start. But what is the long-term solution? Haven't seen that one yet. Got to have one soon, folks. Got to have one soon. This is out of control. This is not going to fly. Seattle resident Susan Segalia said the plan is a crucial start, but she hopes council will address the bigger problem taxpayers are paying for. You shouldn't be in the parks. You shouldn't be having trash all over, said Segalia. I get frustrated because I go, well, where are my taxes going to? What are my tax dollars being used for? You're not being used to clean up the parks. You're doing a one-time cleanup here. All right, good start. What's the long-term solution? That's been my thing right from the beginning. There are some other measures in the plan to increase purple trash bags and needle disposable boxes at encampments for 8 months. Here is your Band-Aid. Put that on. You're going to need a new one in not very long because guess what? This is an issue. This is a wound that is not going away with a 4-month cleanup. It's just not. Parks are going to be just destroyed in a couple of weeks. So that's where we're at here in Seattle. At least we've got a little bit of addressing the fact that, all right, we've got a lot of garbage in the parks. Long-term solution desperately needs to be addressed. But the way things are going in Seattle, that's going to take a while, and we don't seem to move very fast. And with current administration, don't hold your breath for something to happen to clear out those parks anytime soon. But as we do get developments on this, I will let you know right here on the Seattle Real Estate Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Sean Reynolds from Summit Properties Northwest, Reynolds & Kline Appraisal. I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when our next video is out.